What's up, everybody? Giancarlo here with Sublet. We're going to do a game of limited battle today. We've decided to showcase green kid versus blue crocodile, and we have some special guests, Chad and Steven, who are just kind of joining in. And basically, it's going to be more of a showcase. We're going to discuss plays. Probably going to play a little more open than we normally would. That way, the audience can have more information. That way, they can find out why we're making the plays. We're not just going to be playing a game. We're going to be trying to explain everything. Kind of like how we used to do with Dragon Ball, but now we're just doing it for One Piece. Shout out to Chad and Steven. Thank you guys for joining us. Sublet, is there anything you want to say before we start?
Yeah, so the more we've played, the more we see how rock, paper, scissors, the limited battles are going to be. This just happens to be one edge of the triangle here. And they get much, much more one-sided as experience is gained. So we'll see how this goes. Chesco, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
Oh, I think I'm losing our first showcase.
I'll lose the next one.
Yeah, I don't think it's impossible, right? So we've talked about our triangle, right? So you have blue, green, and purple. And then blue beats green, green beats purple, purple beats blue. So, and then again, red is kind of in the middle, just chilling. Maybe not really winning anything, I don't think, but maybe winning a couple games. So here we're going to showcase blue, and you're probably going to see why green can struggle against blue. Now, I don't think anything is ever impossible in card games. You know, I can kind of draw the nuts. Sublet can draw 10 vanillas, and his whole deck sucks. I mean, that's... RNG exists, but it's just more often than not, blue is going to be favored in this matchup.
Yep. All right, so we'll get started. Croc won the dice roll here, so I'm going to get my energy and pass.
Yep. Draw for turn.
Okay. Before you guys get started, I do have a couple of questions.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
Okay.
So on the green side, you know kind of what the blue deck is all about at this point in the limited battles. You guys have kind of an established deck list already.
Yeah.
So what kind of opening plays are you looking to make to put yourself in the strongest position to win?
As the green deck?
As the green deck.
Okay, I'm trying to play multiple characters a turn. That way, so Croc's leader effect can bounce a 5 or less. You have stuff like Sables and Doflamingo, which drop 7 or less. And those are all relatively, except for Doflamingo, those are all relatively negative tempo. So I'm trying to play as many creatures as I can to flood the board so I can kind of outpace his effects. So every turn, I'm going to try to play as many threats as I can in order to get around his defensive options and his bounce options. So, I mean, it's turn 1. I'm going to start with a little guy because that's all I got. But once I get to 8 energy, I'm going to be playing double 4-drop every single turn. You cannot go full kid. You can't just swing kid twice every single turn because his deck just plays too many blockers. And he's probably going to be able to outblock you just swing. Usually they'll be able to just draw the blockers that prevent you from winning that way.
Yeah, there is a huge difference made by Kid having one character on board in addition to the ability to go full Kid strats. That one extra character makes all the difference, and that's why you want to play 2 at a time.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And
so kind of a similar question from the blue side then. If Kid is trying to play 2 creatures per turn, and kind of Chesko already said 8, 8 mana is kind of his optimal swing turn. That's where he feels like he's gaining some strength in the match. How about you? What are you looking to do to counter that?
Optimally, if I'm going first, I want to play Law on turn 1, Sentimaru on turn 2, and then on turn 3, maybe the big Crocodile, or use Sentimaru's effect if I actually had Sentimaru, leave 2 up for a potential Love Beam. Basically, I just want to spend the first 3 turns kind of just putting a board up, and then from that point forward, I just want to slam Dofies. Like Chesko said, all of my stuff is negative tempo except Doflamingo, so I just want to be able to play as many Doflamingos as I possibly can.
Yeah.
He has to play my game, so I kind of get to do what my deck does. I don't really need to play a different way when I'm playing against green, like I would have to do against purple, for example.
Okay.
So my optimal plays are just a curve.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then my only out to Sentimaru is Straw Sword, which I do play 4 of, but again, RNG happens. If he gets... go ahead, Sublet. You can just play while I talk. If he has Sin tomorrow in this turn, fingers crossed he doesn't. I don't have Straw Sword, so he can okay. So we might see it. He can just run away with the game because of the value generated by this Sin tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this. I was just doing that because he was saying it. I thought it'd be funny. I am going to swing first.
Right. Always. Yeah. Swing first. So yeah, I don't have Straw Sword, right? So this card gives me. I'm basically going to draw one from life, draw one from the top of the deck. It could be Straw Sword. Okay. So that one wasn't. So we gotta try to draw our outs basically.
Yeah. So the reason to play Centimari here, I've seen a lot of people say you should hold Centimari until you can get value off of his effect. You are paying 6 mana for a vanilla when you do that. You play this guy on turn 3, or your second turn on 3 energy or 4 energy, and you want your opponent to answer it. If he spends his turn Straw Sword and swing, then that means he does nothing else. Like that's it.
Yeah.
The best he can do after that is play another Eroge, and whatever. That gives me time to get more energy. All of my plays are really heavy on the energy cost. Yeah. If you remember the video we did with Croc, if you remember those statistics, average costs were around 4. So if my opponent wastes a turn answering Centimaro, I'm okay with that. Instead, what he's probably going to do is play X-Drake, which means that I now have to respect a card that he has.
Yeah. Because my X-Drake will be able to attack before his Panda, whatever dude, Kuma. No, Pacifista.
Pacifista. Yeah. So it's always right to just slam this here and let them answer it. Let them waste their turn playing something that doesn't matter against you. Like blue goes who's who. Cool. That's quite fine. They negged an energy if they don't see Onigashima. Especially if you go first, they have to do who's who instead of Onigashima, just in respecting this card. And that throws their whole sequence off, which can actually win you the game just because of your opponent trying not to lose the game. Yeah. That's kind of how you have to do that. Yeah. So go ahead.
So I'll draw, grab 2 Dawn, and I'll swing face for 5.
So the question here is, do I take the damage or not? The kid deck only gets harder to deal with as time goes on. And if I had a law, I would have played it already. I think that what I do here is actually combo out of this.
Yeah, that's reasonable, because my attacks only get bigger from here, so I'm going to tap 4, play X-Drake, and I'm just going to pass. So here we're going to see Sublet has a few different options. This X-Drake is we're just talking about tempo, right? We're kind of safe. This X-Drake is kind of safe this turn, because if he plays Sables, he can't use Centimar's effect. He doesn't have the energy for Doflamingo yet. Teach doesn't target X-Drake, and if he's definitely not going to neg 4, because then he goes to 3 energy next turn. So this turn, my guy, is kind of safe. Even if it gets Sabled, it's kind of like a free turn, basically. It's same way that Straw Sword kind of wastes my turn, Sables kind of waste his turn, basically.
Exactly. So you just kind of exchange.
Yeah.
Baiting your opponent into doing nothing. So we're going to start with a swing on face.
Yeah, I don't really, again, early game defense is good because it only gets bigger generally from here on out.
So we are going to go ahead and do our Centimaro thing.
Yep.
Now, I don't know, have they released official rules about looking through your deck? It's a Bandai game.
Yeah, they're probably the blanket rules from Dragon Ball and Digimon, which is you're supposed to look through your deck as quick as possible and stop when you find the Carpia, the card. But honestly, I mean, what I've been doing is I count robots and I count Boa Hancocks because
that's exactly what I recommend doing.
Yeah, because it's I have 2 Boa Hancocks in deck and 0 in hand, which means there's 2 in my life. So that could influence the way you're going to determine taking life, knowing you have some backup Boas in there.
Yeah, but you have to do it
That's
fast.
actually a really smart...
You can't burn turns.
No, because if my opponent's going through that, I'm like, bro, come on. No, you got to do it quick. And when we get, at this point, there's no real powerful 1-ofs, but maybe in the future when we have powerful 1-ofs and 2-ofs, that's another thing you're going to be looking for. Do I have my powerful 1-of in my life or in my deck? That's going to influence the way I take life throughout the game.
Yep. Now I'm going to go ahead and tap 2 here for a Jinbei.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking 3 damage on his turn. There's not much I can do about it. But this Jinbei might make it a little easier for me to answer his X-Drake.
Yeah.
Which is
reasonable.
The main thing to do. Like, I could keep this energy open for things like Love Beam, or if I was playing it Thrust Pad, but I'm not. Or I could keep this Jinbei in hand to counter with, but honestly, it's just going to be a little bit better for me to play the Jinbei to get another body on board, another thing he has to respect as far as clearing his board goes, and then pass turn to him.
Now, coming from Dragon Ball to One Piece, where you have a higher life count, you're more willing to take life in Dragon Ball early on, especially because you can kind of mitigate it later better. But it seems like it's the opposite in One Piece. Do you have any thoughts on
so Dragon Ball
defense strategies?
You have the Awaken mechanic, which you're rewarded for going down to X life total. So One Piece is completely different. Like most Dragon Ball leaders are like 4 life Awaken. So I just want to go to 4 life to Awaken to get a more powerful leader. Whereas One Piece, there's no Awaken mechanic. So it's like, depending on the matchup, you want to defend life as aggressively as possible without losing too many cards in hand. And your board basically becomes an extension of your life, because if my opponent is attacking all my character cards, they're not attacking my life. So each card on my board kind of represents an additional life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No,
so I don't think you're taking 3 damage this turn. I'll be honest.
I said 2.
I think you said 3. I don't think you're taking 3 this turn.
I don't know where 3 would come from. You're gonna use your leader effect. I wouldn't personally, but go for it. Another thing we should point out while you're thinking about your turn is camera setup. Chesco has a very good camera setup for the online events that are coming up.
Yeah.
This one is obviously very terrible. Like, my hand just goes up a little bit. It's completely off camera. Chesco, you can see all the way up to his pectoral muscles there.
That's right, yeah.
Which is good because you can tell that he's not cheating.
Right, because I can't just go, oh, the best card in my deck is right here.
Yeah. Or like, can't just slides off camera and then follow the shadow. Ooh, look at that. I have a Sentamaru. Isn't that great?
I'm just thinking. So here's the thing, right? I'm actually pretty incentivized to attack with my Arouge. Once the Crocodile blocker comes down, my Arouge is kind of dead. So I'm pretty incentivized to just attack with it here. Although I'm hesitant to... how much energy do you have total? 5, right? So you go to 7.
5. Mm-hmm.
So,
I go to 7.
I mean, so Dofi's on the table, which means I don't particularly want to play I don't want to play like a bigger bomb here. I kind of want to establish 2 little guys. So I'm just thinking...
Yeah, I have 4 cards in hand. Odds are not the highest that I have Dofi, but you still have to respect Dofi.
You got to respect it. It's just such a huge tempo play. Not to mention, his on-field stuff does a pretty good job of clearing. Let's do math. And in order to turn on my Rouge, I actually have to play a card. Which means
if you had a Big or a Bonnie, it'd be really easy, and I think you would have slammed them now.
It means I can get punished by playing like a 4-drop. He can get a Sables off the life and then bounce a 4. It just doesn't. So I need to figure out like my attack strategy. So I think it would actually be tap 3 for this, equip 1 to a Rouge. A Rouge is now 6. So I'm going to swing with the Rouge first to face for 6.
Interesting. Why not swing Drake first?
I'm not swinging with Drake at all this turn, I don't think.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We will out-combo that.
Yeah, so what's up is this would be 7 and this would be 7. I'm actually going to not swing with this because I want him to have to spend energy to bounce this. If he can just attack this, it's free tempo for him. So I think I'm going to... Honestly, it's not... What I'm doing isn't amazing. I'm kind of taking a gamble. Go 7 face.
Isn't that just missed opportunity for damage if he Dofis and then leader ability?
No, because
leader ability would be so good for him.
Right, he's going to 4 energy on the next turn. I mean, he still has Sento, which
he would be back at 5.
7 minus 4, 3. He would be 5. You're right. Maybe.
Yeah, which means you're safe from Dofi for another entire turn cycle.
Yeah.
Croc doesn't want to use his effect unless he's at 9 or more energy, or 9 or more energy, because then Dofi's always online. Yeah. If he forces me to use Croc earlier than that, I can lose the game to tempo, which is not something that I should ever be doing, is losing the game to tempo. So it's good for him to put me in a position where I have to make that kind of choice, because I could make the wrong choice and lose the game as a result.
Right, because if I attack with this, right, he just goes Passy Feast the swing.
Attack.
It's just, and then the 4-drop kills this for free. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's actually smarter. I think it's smarter not attack this turn. Do you think I'm wrong? What do you think I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Yeah. So
I do.
go ahead.
This is a turn where 2 targets. Also, if I were to let's say I Sables or Dopey, and then leader effect, put his 2 guys back in his hand, he can just replay them next turn. Now I'm on 5 energy.
Yeah.
Like now I'm in trouble. Now I have to have another Sable just to try to get it back, and then if I use my leader's effect again, I might as well just concede.
Yeah, and I want to attack with Rouge because, again, like, he only has 6 cards in hand, right? So the likelihood of him drawing, like, Dofi, it's like, sure, it's there, but, like, I mean, you know, again, he could also just not draw it. You know, that's also an option.
Yeah, so how many cards are in your hand?
2, 3, 4, 5.
5. All right, so we'll go ahead and croc into a Rouge.
Yeah, I'm going to let a Rouge die. I think he is not worth protecting. He's done his job. You know, especially if Sublet just plays Crocodile this turn, well, he definitely did his job then, you know.
Yep. All right, we'll go 6K at your leader.
I'm taking cards in hand.
I have 5.
5, 6 life. I think so. You're probably gonna attack with Jinbei as like you have 7. I think I'll take, and I'll just kind of see how the rest of the turn unfolds. Okay, that's killer, so I'm going to play it. Even though I don't get any value, it still establishes a body to the board that he can't bounce.
All right, fair enough.
And if he attacks with Centaur, then whatever. I'm anticipating that he does not attack with the Centaur.
That is a fair thing to anticipate, for sure.
Unless there's 2 Pacifista in his hand. I mean, there's no way for me to know that.
Man, that would be cool if I had 2 Pacifistas in my hand. Nope, we're going to go ahead and do the Centaur thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, also I can untap Killer with my Trafalgar Law 5-drop, so, you know, all of these are Warlords, and if he can't clear most of them, then I'm going to, you know, super go in next turn, but we'll see what he's able to do.
All right, so we got that. Now I have to think about how I want to address this, because he has really one big threat on his board right now, and it's that little kid. The Drake does 1 damage, and if Law plays him and untaps, it does 1 damage. Mm-hmm. But that kid could potentially do 4 damage next turn if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
And again, with no blockers in hand, I really don't have a choice but to address the fact that that card exists. He is most certainly going in next turn. So I need to kind of consider my options here as far as what the best course of action is. And I think I have no choice but to take a little bit of a loss and Sables the 3-drop.
Yeah, because it has double strike, which combine that with my 5-drop Trafalgar Law, I can just get the drag. I can just get in a ton of potential damage, or a bunch of potential discard.
Yep. Now I could swing with Centaur here to try to be aggressive, but he can swing with his Drake, and then his killer can just contest the Centaur by itself. He doesn't actually need to invest any energy, any additional energy into contesting Centaur. Yep. So I don't think that I want to do that. So I will go ahead and pass turn.
Draw. Cards in hand?
I have 4.
4. So, you know, it doesn't actually have that many cards in hand, which means his Pacifista, I'm going to have to kill it. Like, his board's kind of fat, actually. He's got 5 relevant attackers next turn. I can't let that I can't let that Pacifista survive. He's tapped out with 4 cards in hand. I mean, I think I'll just be able to kill it with the X-Drake swing. And here I am at my 8 mana. This was the threshold I wanted to be at. Now, Sublet, you know, he's smart. He'll probably protect it. Protecting the Pacifista once is kind of like protecting it twice. So I need to establish cards. So he's all, you know, if he can get out of this, fine. If he can't, then it's good for me. So I'm going to go 7 into Pacifista.
Okay, so you're swinging 7 instead of 8. Any reason for that?
Because I have 7 energy to play these guys.
That's fair.
Now, okay, actually, well, let's discuss this, right? Because I have this, right? So my other option is 2 here for 8, play this for 5, and then these both go in for 5 and 6. So that's my other option. Now, I believe that blue does not have a very high combo threshold. If you have only 4 cards in hand, I'm pretty sure you could probably only combo with 2 of them. So if you combo 8, I get a free kill on the guy, whatever, the robot.
Yeah.
He fucking looks like Kuma. I don't know. I keep wanting to call him Kuma.
He's kind of Kuma.
He kind of is. So we'll go 6 face.
6 face, we will be taking that one.
Okay. And now we're going to tap 4 for another X-Drake. And we're going to tap 3 for the double strikey. Again, I have 5 in hand still, 3 life. And I have a pretty fat board now. Go ahead. Now, he's going to 9, so Dofi into leader ability is going to, thin this up a little bit, which means I'm probably going to be protecting this X-Drake as hard as I can.
I'm going to swing on that X-Drake.
Yeah, I'm going to protect him by discarding another X-Drake. If I can let this guy live this turn, then I will be in a pretty good position. If he doesn't live, then the exact line of play we just described is probably going to fuck me into losing game 1.
How many cards are in your hand?
5. No, I think 4 now. 4 now.
Let's go 5 at X-Drake.
Oh, yeah. That's another discard. 6. Now I have 3. To your 4, you have 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The cool thing about... 3? I have 3 in hand, yeah. The cool thing about bouncing back to hand is I still have them. Power. I still have them. Like, they don't just disappear forever.
Let's go. Yeah, if you have a 2K either way, I'll go 7 at it.
Now that's tough. That is something. So you have 7 up, right?
Yeah, I have 7 up.
7 energy up. Yeah. So I just have to respect the Doflamingo. You're at 3 life.
I'm at 3 life.
All right. So this is a risky play, but I'm making it. 6, 7, 8. I have 1 in hand.
Okay.
I really want this to survive. If he equips Sentamaru, then he doesn't get to play Dofi.
That is true. Let's go 5 at it.
Yep, there we go. That's fine.
Makes sense, yeah.
I'm much less upset at Sable's leader ability. I'm much less upset at that. Teach, double striker, leader ability, extra. Okay, that's fine.
And then we will pass the turn.
Draw. You're at 3 life?
I'm at 3 life, yeah.
Guess what time it is?
Full kid time. But that's what that big board does for kid. It puts me at a low enough life where he can actually start to go full idiot strats, as we like to call them.
You have how many in hand?
I have 5.
5. So that's actually a decent amount. You have 2 up, which means Love Beam is a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually need to turn this killer into an attacker.
Twice.
Yeah. No, I mean he's not. Just I need to kill the Sentamaru is what I need to do. So this would be 4, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'd make my leader 11, and you have 5 in hand. I feel like 11 is the best number to combat Love Beam. You have 5 in hand. That would be a Love, a 2K. So you couldn't defend both attacks. So we'll go 1 onto killer, and we'll go attack the Sentamaru for 4.
We will combo out of that.
Okay. All right. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, that makes us 11, and we'll go 11 into your leader. And based on if he takes this or not, depends on what our second attack's going to be. There we go. Tap 3, discard 1, and go 11 into your leader again.
So look, what are the odds there's a 10K counter on the top of my deck? Probably not good enough. You have 3 cards in hand?
Just 3, yeah. So I'm looking at the Crackback Death for sure. He's got 5 viable attackers to my 3 life. I'm definitely looking at the Crackback of losing. Could be a boa.
Take that.
You know. All right, go ahead. So I put myself in the best position to win. I have to defend the current board in order to not die, which is what I'm going to try to do.
Yep, so I'll go to 7, draw. All right, so yeah, we'll start with the 5.
Yeah, I'm just going to defend these. 6.
All right, we'll go 5.
6. Got 1 in hand.
Okay, we'll attack your killer.
Dead as hell.
We will go 6 at your leader.
Took it.
Put you at 2 life, huh?
Yep. Yeah, if he has double blocker here, he just wins. So that's what I mean by you can't just go full kid. Because blue plays so many, even if he has to tap 3 for Boa, it's like, oh, okay, fine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It still prevents me from actually winning. There we go. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
We will, in fact, be playing double blocker and pass.
All right. And he has 2 up. So there's fun. Yeah, there's just no, I don't foresee me winning. You have how many in hand?
5.
Yeah, so that's a huge amount. You'd actually laugh if you saw my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, no. You got 2 straw swords and a Trafalgar Law in your hand, man? Like, chill. Chill with these straw swords.
It's definitely a funny hand, to say the least. Yeah, so here you're just seeing why full kid wouldn't work, because I just can't out these blockers and attack at a reasonable enough attack stat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 10 face.
We will go 6, 10 with a love, draw 1, 11.
Okay. You want to explain why you did it like that?
Yeah, there's no reason for me to waste a blocker.
No. The love, specifically the love beam.
Yeah, so counter with this card first, then love beam, which puts me at 3 cards in hand, so I can draw a card.
There we go. Yeah, as opposed to playing love first, which means you'd have 4 in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to do that order however you want to do that order.
Yeah. So we're gonna tap 3.
This also means a blocker potentially survives.
Discard 1.
Okay, he's got 2 energy up for a repel here.
We're gonna go face.
So there's really no difference between keeping Law up versus keeping Boa up.
No. You want to block with Law so you can Gecko Moria.
I don't need any more Laws in my hand.
I mean, okay. I'm just saying that is correct though, right? You want a Law in your drop so you can recycle it with Gecko.
My board's a little locked. I was thinking of doing Boa so I could recycle counter power. But
that's
I would probably grab
yeah.
the Mihawk, honestly,
right.
So it doesn't matter. But you're not wrong.
Go ahead.
Okay, he left 2 energy up, which means he has repel. So the killing blow has to be respecting the fact that he can get to 9k. So I will draw, get 2 more energy. You have 2 cards in hand?
Just 2.
Okay, so I could swing everything at 9k, or I can force it. So I'll just go 5.
I'll take.
Yep. Yep, that's what you like to see. All right, we'll go 5. Okay, taking that one there seems a little silly. So let's think about this.
No,
He has 4 cards in hand. I know, but hold on. But we can do the math. I should teach them how to do the math.
Okay, yeah.
So he's
let's
got
teach how to
4
do
cards in hand.
Repel. Puts me to 9.
So I have seen him play one 2K combo. So his maximum is 4 plus 6. So his maximum is 10 up. So his leader goes to 15. I can get Pacifista to 14, which doesn't work well. But he's got 4, and then it would be an 11, a 13, and a 15. So if I swing with 14 on Pacifista and can make one more attack, I can guarantee the kill. So that's the maximum there. So if his hand is perfect, then he'll still have to top deck Straw Sword to win the game. So, with all of that in mind, my Pacifista can go exactly to 14 and I have no other attacks. But that's if he's high rolled. So, I can leave one energy open for the Sentimaru, and I can just dunk the Pacifista in. He'll have to discard his entire hand except a 2K if his hand is broken, but it's not.
Yeah. I couldn't come up with anything. It just there was no path. So I had double Straw Sword, but there's no path to victory because it's Straw Sword. 2 Straw Sword cost 4. Then leader ability costs 3. So my leader would only be a double 8. So a single Love Beam just gets him out of any attack. So there was no path to victory. And then this was my 2 life. There was no path to victory there. Yep.
I had Dofi from the start of the game, but there was never a good opportunity for me to play this.
That's fair.
Which was so that I couldn't play this Dofi safely because he always had 3 threats.
Yeah.
And I can get rid of 2 threats, but not 3.
Yeah.
And so I had to play differently to keep energy up and to keep producing threats myself so that I could answer it. I needed to force him to pay attention to my board and not my leader.
Right.
And I never played with Crocs.
Yeah.
Because once a Rouge goes away, this just gets straw sorted. I pay 5 for him to pay 2.
Yeah.
Which is just not good enough. Good economy. The laws are much better economy. Yeah. So these just kind of rotted in my hand after a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so you saw that, right? Kid has a lack of on-play effects. That's what blue struggles with, is cards that say on-play do X. That's why purple is so good against blue, is because blue doesn't want to bounce purple cards most of the time because they have strong on-play effects. Whereas like green, everything is generally on attack. So blue has no issue. And so we saw it pretty even. I mean, I think my hand was pretty good. And the key there was Sentimaru, right? Without that Sentimaru, I could have just ignored your board and went much farther into attacking your face.
Yep. Will you be going first or second?
I'm going first, and I'll explain. Okay, first of all, my hand's cracked. I'm keeping. So
my hand's not. My hand is not cracked. So his hand probably is like Straw Sword Killer, or at least Straw Sword. Oh God.
Okay.
Hazel. Snap, go first.
So here's the cool.
Since we're like between games, real quick, I did want to ask a question, like not really related to this specific matchup.
Yeah.
But earlier in the recording, Sublet said something about good camera positioning, good camera angling for upcoming tournaments.
Yeah.
So I had a follow-up question about that.
Okay.
Because Sublet did kind of say that, hey, his camera is really bad, but Chesko, yours is really good.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask Sublet, in your experience for tournament play, when you queue into an opponent who has a bad setup, how do you handle that? Do you ask them to reposition your camera, or are you just kind of acknowledging that it is bad?
So normally I don't care enough. If their hand keeps going up or down, I'll just ask them nicely to keep their hand on the camera. But I don't ask them to adjust anything because I really don't care. But it's not about your opponent. It's about you yourself not wanting to get accused of cheating. Online tournaments have this whole cheating scandal.
Rampant. It's extremely rampant.
Yeah, in reality, it's actually not that rampant. And
I disagree.
Not everybody's going to cheat. Most people just want to play the game and have fun, which is fine. But there's always one bad egg, and that bad egg spoils the bunch, right? So Chesko's camera setup is perfect, not for his opponent, but for protecting himself.
Exactly,
really.
Yeah.
And that's why you want to have that good camera setup, because you don't want to ever be called into question of an issue. A lot of people will record their games. And so that's how you end up on Facebook watching somebody literally just add a card from their graveyard or trash or drop area or whatever card game you're playing to their hand. Or you'll see them pull out from a drawer under them the perfect answer to Mystic Mine. So you don't want to see kind of things like that. Don't set up your camera like mine. Set it up like Chesko. You want your entire board to be visible. You don't want any glare. Chesko's got a little bit of glare, but you could adjust that with light. You want all of your arms and hands to be visible. When you are playing the game, when you are done with your turn, set your hand on the table. I like to fan it out so that my opponent can see how many
I was
cards
literally
there
just
are.
doing that.
Yep. You always do that so that your cards are right there. There's no question. And just like what Chesko's doing right now is perfectly fine. He's got one hand above the camera, but his other hand is down on the table. And you can see his entire hand. All 5 cards are there like they should be. You want your life clearly visible and fanned out so that your opponent can see how many there are. You do not want, first off, do not put your life like this. Do not put your Don like this. Ever. Never ever do that. Look.
Yeah.
Face up Don is something that we definitely addressed in like the last recording.
Yeah.
It can be really, really confusing for counting your opponent's mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you keep it fanned out. Don't put it here. Even if you're done with it, don't do that. If you're going to drop a lot on leader, I'll have a habit of just doing that. No, don't do that. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that your opponent can see that. It's a lot harder to see over camera. There's just some good webcam etiquette that you want to have.
So we come from Dragon Ball. We've been doing webcam tournaments for 2 years now. It's important to develop, like someone said, it's etiquette. Now, when you're in real life, it's much easier to communicate. It's much easier to see. Even like when you're comboing, right? Like, how many times, Sublet, have you seen this? Boom, boom. On webcam, you always want to go, okay, I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? You always want to do it. You want everything to be as clear and concise as possible. We're a little lax right now. We're just playing for fun. When you're actually in that tournament mode, you want to actually start kind of going at it. Now, my hand is really good. I have a threat to play this turn. I have a threat to play the following turn. I also have my big threat combo here. I have a little bit of defense. I have the Straw Sword that answers the Sento. And I have Basil Hawkins. This card's really good going first because I'm at 5, right? I play it. He goes to 6. He can't Dofi it. He has to tap 4 for his Sables, which is, again, just super negative tempo for him. So I'm just going to go face 5.
So now this is a problem. So I fear the green kid that he'll probably play this turn. So I want to hold on to this Marshall D-Teach. And this is kind of that initiative switching. Last time we saw, I played Sentamaru on 3, and he had to respect it. If he, going first, plays the kid on 3, I have to respect it. I can't just drop Sentamaru and lose the game, which kind of just gives him the green light to play Basil. And so, like, my hand is, do I combo with a Teach or not? I have 2 Teach, so it's not that big of a deal to combo with one of them. I hate comboing with good cards.
Yeah.
Because if he has that 3-drop kid, it's just going to keep coming down. And Teach is my best answer to a 3-drop. I don't want to Sable a 3-drop, and I don't want to Leader Effect a 3-drop, because that's just such a crazy tempo loss. It's horrible economy. Yeah. This is a body, which is really impactful. But I think I will, and we'll see if this was a mistake later, I will go ahead and combo out of this, because he's going first, he's got the initiative, and that damage just rolls in a little faster because of that.
Yeah, and I don't want to Bonnie just yet. I want to establish threat, so I'll play this and pass. So honestly, bro, like I said, webcam cheating was rampant. Definitely at the beginning, we were about 1 scandal per tournament. Now we're probably at about 1 scandal every 3 tournaments. People have figured out how to address cheating better. It's just something you want to, like you said, you want to protect yourself. If someone were to call a judge on me with this setup, I have no fear. I don't care. You can see everything very clearly. Versus your...
I'm just...
Right. Again, we don't care because we're just playing for fun, but you could call a judge on Sublet in a tournament, and they would at least it would be a warning. The judge would make you readjust. When I got a warning at one of the first webcam tournaments because we were brand new to webcam. We had no clue. I got a warning. I had to readjust my camera mid-set. We got a time extension. No big deal. I just didn't know because it was COVID had just happened like a month before, so we had just started playing webcam. Anyway, go for it, bro.
Yeah. So here's another thing I would recommend doing, because you see Chesko is drinking water right now. You can't see his hand. I'll constantly flip my nose.
Yeah.
You have your hand there, so whenever your hand leaves the view of the camera, return it open and just kind of do that to show your opponent there's nothing in your hand. You don't have to acknowledge it or say it, but it just shows there's nothing in your hand before you touch your hand again.
I could literally even drop a card off the table and be like, oh, oops, here's both of my hands. I'm going down. I'm picking up a card. Now, you could don't drop your cards. I'm just saying, like, you want to just protect yourself,
Yep. So I have to respect the double striker because of the damage threat that it poses. So I will go ahead and bounce it. I should have attacked first, but his deck doesn't actually have any triggers that matter for this.
I don't actually want to take this.
Another reason I should have attacked first, because he'll just combo with that kid I just bounced back. Because if he plans to play Basil now,
I don't think I will.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough call for sure. The more turns you buy as Kid, think about every damage Kid doesn't take is 2 potential damage he can deal. Because every turn you get with Kid is 2 more attacks.
No, I don't think I'm going to play Basil just... This would be the turn to do it. Maybe I will. I'll have to think about it. But I think this is important. Because he's a 3 cost, he's better than like X-Drake. Like, I can play more cards a turn. I think we take it. It's fine. If it's a killer, I get to play it. It's fine. Just nothing.
He almost said it. All right, go ahead.
Yoink. And yoink. Okay, so I can play my 3-drop. I can attack for 6, Bonnie, play 3-drop, in whatever the correct order is. I could slam...
Also, they might be thinking, I have a blocker, so why not just let the 3-drop live? This gets tapped down. If that 3-drop is making an attack, he's going to Straw Sword this.
Yeah, the early game double strike's huge. Late game double strike, kind of less huge. Early game, I like it. Well, really at any point, it's good.
Yeah. It's just blockers don't necessarily mean anything against green. You need 2 blockers before you can feel safe against green.
Yeah. I think the correct play is to reestablish the 3-drop. No, I don't know. So if I play Basil, you Sable. It's not really bad. I go into 7 and I can start playing a lot of shit. Whereas if I just play Basil, you Sable. I play my little dude. You could still just Sable it. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. But I get your dude gets to attack my Bonnie, which means I get a free attack on your guy. I don't know. What the Bonnie? She can't really find anything good here either. I think I'm just gonna save her so she can find her Straw Sword. So we'll just go 5 face. He can, cards in hand.
Yeah, I have to take that one because I'm blue.
Yeah.
So
and then
I'm at 5.
So he can't Dofi. This is the only time I can play this. He's not gonna leader ability because it just is super neg. If he Sables, then again he kind of just locks himself out of a turn. So it's your turn.
Yeah.
So he has no amazing. He has no amazing answer. Again, also like he showed me his hand. I know he has Sables. It doesn't change my play. Like, he could also just not have Sables here, and then this is a pretty nice threat next turn.
All right, we'll go 5 at lead.
Yeah, definitely not taking this. Go to 6.
Yeah. All right, yeah, we're gonna Sable.
Yeah. Hit the Bonnie, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. So he's got just his leader. He's probably... I could invest this Teach into an attack right here. Or I can leave this up for defense. Or Love Beam, obviously.
Swing with Teach kind of feels bad.
Feels horrible.
Yeah.
But...
Your Teach kind of...
Then he's blocker, I don't know.
Your Teach answers my attacker, so it's like... Feels...
He can.
Neg, yeah.
It just depends on if I think you're going to have attackers from this point forward.
That's true.
You're going to 7 energy, so you're obviously going to slam the 7-drop Kid, right? He's broken in this match?
Every time. Nah. That card is discard only. Never play the 7-drop against blue.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave the energy up for defense and pass. I don't need to aggress at this moment.
It's funny. Look at the card I drew. Look at the card I get to discard.
What a beautiful discard you just got, Chesko.
What a dork. Okay.
Yeah. Play that card against blue unless you literally have no other options.
Yeah. So again,
it's just not worth the risk.
We've staved off Centaur. We he didn't have the option to play Dofi. Now we want to play 2 threats a turn. That way Dofi becomes less appealing. Doesn't mean he won't play it, but okay. So now we're finally gonna Bonnie top 5. Oh, Straw Sword, take it.
That's concerning.
That's what I say. You just save Bonnie and should get there. Then we're just gonna go 5 in the face. You can outcall. He took the last one, so there's a pretty good chance he'll take this one. Yeah, there you go. I'm actually gonna play. Oh, did I miscount on my energy? All right, let me take that back. I attacked for 6. I'm sorry, my bad. I messed up there. So yeah, okay, yeah, slow. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna play Apu and we're gonna play Kid. Now Apu is cool. Usually you don't want to play your 2Ks, but he's cool because if he only leaves 2 up, I get to turn off his Love Beam, and if he bounces it, I just combo it. I don't give a shit. I'll just combo with it. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's just kind of a body that gets to stay on the board for a while.
Right. It has like I guess I would call it bounce insurance. I don't know. I guess that's what I would call it. And now Bonnie. Yeah, Bonnie gets
on what?
Yeah, Bonnie gets to act as a blocker here. There's no way it's gonna live, so that's just one less thing I have to worry about out comboing. Yep, there you go. It's interesting. So he went to 6 here. I don't think I want to take this, so I'm gonna go to 7. I want to keep my life. Yep, there's Dofi. I'm guessing you're bouncing this guy, right?
Yeah, dog.
Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't have he doesn't have 2 big threats on the board, so this is the perfect opportunity to Dofi.
Yeah.
The tempo that I gain off of this is huge because now I have a constant threat. He's gonna have to attack this with his leader. He doesn't actually have answers for it. He could Straw Sword, but he's gonna have to double attack it with the leader because I have Law.
Yeah.
It's not hard for him to kill it. Like swinging 7 on Dofi is pretty solid in most cases, but still. Pass turn.
Draw. Cards in hand?
4.
4. So,
you can always Dofi and bounce himself.
yeah, Dofi. You can cycle your Dofis.
No, I meant just play Dofi and bounce himself.
Oh, yeah. Why not, bro?
Yeah, all right. No, that is something to think about, though. If your opponent just completely passes their turn, you swing with Dofi, play a second Dofi, put your first one back in your hand. Now they can't attack and kill it.
Right, yeah.
It's weird. Really, really weird corner case, but still, it's something to consider.
You said 5 or 4 in hand?
I have 4.
Okay.
How many do you have in hand? 5?
Quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7, Jesus.
So, man, here's the thing. Here is where double Dofi is the blowout. If he I'm just in this position to say if he has it, he has it. There's nothing I can do about it. He's going to
10.
He's going to 10, so he can just Dofi leader ability and the game's over. I can just show you my hand. I don't have a way to play around that. Like, I'm gonna play these 2 dudes. I just don't have a way around the second Dofi. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, and I'm highly incentivized to use my leader effect next turn.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that you have to do it, and it just sucks. And again, this is the perfect example of how blue can just mitigate the shit that green does. I'm gonna attack your Teach because I want to get an attacker off the board. He's okay with that because play my non-drops.
Let it die.
Yeah, go ahead. Now, again, I still have my Apu, so you might laugh. The Apu is definitely if he Dofi leader abilities, the Apu is definitely going in. But I mean,
All right, we're gonna go 5 at lead.
Yeah, I'll go 6. I'm gonna take the 7, so I don't want to take the 5.
We're gonna go 7 at
I
lead.
want killer here. Didn't get it. That's fine. Oh. Yeah, like I said, guys, just here's the blowout. It's fine. We tried our best.
We're gonna go ahead and put that back too.
Yeah.
All right. This Dofi probably dies, but with the blocker, I'm gonna force at least a Straw Sword out of him for it to die. So I'm gonna go ahead and establish a Sentimaru here.
There we go. This tempo is nuts. This is crazy tempo. Jesus. Cards in hand?
3.
Shit. Yikes. This tempo is going way too hard for me. Oh, man. So yeah, here's the thing, right? Anything I play is just kind of subject to getting fucked.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll straw sword the blocker.
Yep.
Oh. Excuse me.
So you need to kill it on the first attack so you can use your energy to play something.
That's preferable. So you have 3 in hand. I mean, there's just nothing. There's nothing good. So if I make it an 8, he just discards a 2K. If I make it
one 2K.
Yeah, with 3 in hand, if I make it like 9 is just the number I don't think he can. Like he can. It's not likely. It's not likely.
I go to 1 card in hand.
Yeah.
Granted, the tempo on the board is amazing, and if I have the combo power, I'll discard the cards to keep the Dofi alive.
We're gonna go. So we have. I just did the thing we said not to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. I can't afford to put anything less than this into it. I mean anything. I can't afford to do more. So we're gonna go 9. Yeah, that's cool. We're gonna sacrifice our guy by going into your blocker. It's better to just clear the.
I agree.
Sorry,
I
Kuma.
agree with that.
Now.
Kuma.
Sorry, Apu. I don't know. I'm all over the place with these names tonight.
You're calling everything Kuma.
Dude,
I'll attack with my Kuma leader.
I got Kuma on the brain. I'm a Kuma brain. Jeez. So, I mean, the game's not over yet. The game would be over if he has another Dofi. But the game is not over yet. I can just kind of... Sentamaru is attacking my little dude. That's going to suck. Dofi's attacking face. Leader's attacking face. He can... The problem is that he can afford to... what's it called? He can afford to just leader ability again. So my card's kind of dead. So maybe we actually... Okay, so if I play X-Drake, you're going to 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to try to do this, actually. So I'm going to Bonnie, and I'm going to use its effect to top 5. Okay, I'm just going to grab another Bonnie.
You could play her and use her as well.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. If he wants to waste all his attacks on these little Bonnies, I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm just going to try to swell my hand. Instead of just playing X-Drake, I'll take Killer. That way he can't attack with his Sentamaru. Go ahead. I don't know. Does that make sense? Right, I don't think X-Drake's the play. He just bounces X-Drake and it did nothing. At least here, I get some little pseudo-blocker card draw.
Yep. All right, how many cards does that put in hand?
5, 6, 7.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. Alrighty then. So I need to think about what on his board matters right now.
Yeah, now you're incentivized to attack with that Sentamaru in order to get the most amount of shit off the board.
Yep. And Dofi really doesn't want to attack a battle card.
At least not a 1K.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that Dofi going into face, I'm gonna probably take the 7.
And grabbing the killer does make it so hard to use the Sentamaru to attack with here.
Yep. I do believe one of my Bonnies might make it.
It very well might. Very well might. Interesting. Okay, let's... We're going to swing on a Bonnie.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had a teach here, it'd be a little easier, I guess. But, I mean, he played one and discarded one, so... Not impossible to have another one, but I'd rather him have another teach than another Dofi, that's for sure.
That is fair. I will go ahead and use Sentamaru.
Yeah. Yep. Pacifista.
All right, and then we are going to go ahead and go 7 to face.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's too much. There's, getting out of it is just too much. We're just going to take it, and we got it to him.
We'll go Gecko Moria, add back Law.
And then play it.
Yep.
I got you. Sure. My turn.
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay, so we got some options here. I'm probably gonna. You have how many in hand?
3.
3. Same as last turn. So. Okay.
So he'll have to Straw Sword the Law to kill the Dofi with his leader, or discard another card and attack it twice.
I'm definitely gonna kill the Cento. That is 1,000% happening.
Yeah. So it'll be. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking. Might be Basil Hawkins time. No, it's probably not.
I'm about to go to 10 again, so again I am incentivized to bounce.
Yeah, me like you bouncy.
Me like you bouncy.
There's the nuclear option of just going face here. That's not good. That's not going to be good.
Yep. The longer you focus on my board, the worse the game gets for you, too.
I know. It's huge. You have a huge board now. The tempo has completely changed. All right, we'll start with Bonnie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's grab a poo.
Oof, that is not a good Bonnie. It's not bad. Like, a 2K is great, but there are much better options that Bonnie could get.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
I like Repel or Straw Sword at this point in the game.
Yeah, just I need a combo piece to not die, I think. That's really, that's where that's coming from. Alright, so let's do a little math. 3 up.
Kid players always separate a pile of 3.
Always separating that 3. Now we got 4 here. Oh, what a pile. It's a pile, alright. There's no good attacks. I can't make any really good. I can't really make any good attacks here. Let's go 7 into Dofi.
We'll block that.
Okay. I'm glad he blocked that. We'll Straw Sword the Cento. And then we'll kill her. And now we have to consider, I guess 5-drop Crocodile is his name. So this Apu is pretty much wearing out his welcome. So actually might have been, instead of playing Killer, it might have been smarter to just attack with him. But Killer establishes a body, so... so I have the option of just making him a 5k and swinging.
Killer makes your Laws very good. Law is very helpful in this match because it's like 2 guys on your board instead of 1. And Law actually has an on-play effect. So it feels bad, man, to put the Law back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we didn't really get any mileage out of the Apu. He was able to mitigate the Apu pretty well. I think we just have to pass. It's unfortunate. I need to leave 2 up because of I can't just keep taking that 7. It's too easy for him to just keep swinging that in my face. Go ahead. I can't go down to 1 because then I'm super fucked.
Yep. And like the Gecko Moria is always just disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just so much value.
Yeah, Gecko is pretty good.
All right, so we'll go ahead and swing on Bonnie first.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and get her out of the way.
Okay, with that, they got me pretty good value. My hand's pretty fat. It's not super playable.
How fat is your hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 is a lot.
Yeah, it's double. Your field's a little better though.
A little bit. All right, we'll go 5 at lead.
Yeah, go to 6.
All right, we'll go 7 at lead.
Do 6, 7, 8.
All right, and let's get rid of that repel.
That is a tap 2 for repel. Untap 1. Go to 9.
So that puts you at 4 in hand.
4 in hand. There you go. We even it up.
It's not bad. It's not bad. We'll go Dofi. Dofi will put that killer.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I do have to put that Apu back.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, he has
pretty
this,
good.
He does. He's really bad into the Crocodile, but Sublet decided to draw all of the Doflamingos instead of the Crocodile. So
I did. My apologies.
it's okay.
My apologies.
Not mad at that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean we're seeing the power of the 7-drop here. I mean the deck really crumbles to it.
Yeah. 3 Dofis is also just ridiculous. Look how much deck is there.
Oh, you're telling me. I could play my 7-drop. Surely he doesn't have the 4th Dofi. I mean,
yeah, surely I have no answers for the 7-drop whatsoever.
That's not happening. I mean, you know, he has his leader ability, can hit a 5. I don't know. It's shit. Basically, I'll spend my turn putting these 2 on the board. He'll bounce both of them back, and it's over. But that's okay. We can play it out. If I go, you're at 4 life, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's no way for me to go full kid here. There's no way to go nuclear option. I mean, I guess I don't know. 3 in hand. You got love. Yeah, he had to bounce this because freaking love beam or whatever.
Yep, that is exactly correct. If I established Croc there, which I do have, he knows my hand. It's love beam. I've made that pretty obvious now. Croc and Sables. If I establish Croc there, then I have to leave an extra energy open. So I'm paying 6 for this card, and he'll just swing with Apu first anyway.
Not gonna lie, bro.
I might
you kind of
7 and have the red.
You kind of got the nuts. Jesus. I feel like game 1 was much closer. You didn't draw this good game 1.
You remember how you said in the beginning of this game your hand was cracked?
It was really good. Like my hand was really good at the beginning of the game, and then it just, I don't know. It's still good. My hand is good still. It just, I mean, whatever. Not in the face of blue. Anyway, friggin' go 6 face. Let's go 6 into Gecko Moria.
6 into Gecko Moria. You know, we're actually incentivized to force him to waste some energy here.
Not wasting shit. Play 4, play 5. I'm not. I mean, I don't know your hand. Go.
I mean, you could also just die this turn too.
Nah, I think I am. I mean, the nuclear option is attacking the 2 battle. I still like. I don't think there's an option where I don't die because if I attack Gecko and I attack Pacifista, I'm still dead on board. Like you go like I don't know, like 10-10-9. Like that's still huge.
Yep. So how many cards are in your hand?
5.
All right. So 7 is the number to go because we gave him an Apu. So I'll go 7.
5, 6. No. Yeah. 6, 7, 8.
All right. We'll go 7. Okay, we'll go 7.
6, 7, 8.
All right, how many does that leave you with?
Just 1.
1 card in hand?
Yeah.
All right, the 7's guaranteed.
Yeah. You got it.
And then the 9 is enough to guarantee it, so 10 will finish it.
Yeah. So I don't think there's an option that wins me the game there, right? If I
drew this, by the way.
That's awesome. If I go whatever nuclear, right? I go like swing. I'm still dead on board. Like you make Crocodile 9, you make your Dofis 10, and I'm still just my board is still clear. You're still at 4. There's no path to victory here. The game's over. Like
yeah.
So that's it. Like we said, yeah. Blue kind of just fucking. Oh, that second game was horrible. Yeah, triple. I don't know. That second game, you kind of had the nuts. I think I'm calling. I think I'm calling judge here. Oh no, I'm kidding.
2 stable.
Right.
2 teach.
Yeah.
2 Gecko Moria. Yeah, I had a little bit of the nuts. I only had 1 blocker though with my Centimaro.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, no, that was. I mean, my opening hand was really good. It was a Straw Sword, a Bonnie, and a Basil, and like 2 other cards that I guess they were. I think it was in a poo. So like it was like relevant cards, and I still just couldn't close it out. Like, funnily enough, like that was a game where a nuclear option might have actually mattered more. But there's no way for me to just be like, oh, okay, well my opponent is only going to draw 1 blocker. Like the deck plays 10 blockers, 4 of which come from the life. You know what I mean? So
it plays 14 blockers because Gecko Moria gets back a blocker.
Plays 14 blockers, 4 of which come from the life. So yeah, well that's green-blue.
You know what ticks me off about blue? Like really ticks me off about blue?
Yeah.
I drew 3 Dofi this game, and I didn't actually draw a single Pacifista. Blue never draws this card. Why?
I mean, that's RNG too, right? You play 4 vanillas, you play 4 Dofi. You can just as easily draw 4 vanillas instead of 4 Dofi. You know what I mean? You can just as easily draw Boa Hancock as Sentamaru. So maybe the games where you do draw the Boa instead of the Sento, those are the games that are easier for green to close. But yeah, that was green versus blue. Not a great matchup for the blue deck. I mean, excuse me, not a great matchup for the green deck. Sublet, is there any comments you want to make on that?
Yeah, it's not the first Dofi that kills you. It's the second.
Mm-hmm.
Just concede at the third.
Not the first Siege Rhino that wins the game. It's the second Siege Rhino. Damn, Dofi is Siege Rhino this format.
Yeah, Dofi is Siege Rhino. If you're playing green against blue, Tesco didn't play it wrong. It's just I opened the nuts this game. Like if I had my game 1 hand against his game 2 hand, I probably was dead. So it's just wild how that is. Now I think there was a point where you played 2 cards when I was about to go to 10 energy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could have just started swinging face there if you had started being aggressive.
Yeah.
I think you just deny Crocodile any value once he starts getting to 10. Deny Dofi any value. Because if you're swinging face, I can't play Dofis anymore. So there was you killed Dofi on your first attack. I think you just pants up your leader and push again, and then from that point forward, just keep on attacking.
Okay. Yeah, that's something we could have done as well.
Because you played 2 dudes instead, so I was able to Dofi,
and then,
clear your guy, and play Sentamaru. And that was just like the ultimate swing.
That was a huge swing. Yeah, that's fair. No, you're right. We could have gone nuclear there, but you still had Love being blocker, so it's like how.
You had 3 Straw Swords. That blocker ain't doing much. You just play a Bonnie with 1 extra energy, then Straw Sword the blocker,
and then it kills
swing
the
on
Bonnie.
me, and swing with Bonnie. Yeah, swing with Bonnie.
That is something we could have tried. Well, okay, yeah, maybe we'll try it next time. That is the cool thing about Kid is he has okay, time to pivot. Boom, 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 boom. That's what I really like about Kid. It's you have the pivot strat where you're just like, all right, whatever. I guess I'm doing this now. Like,
Croc never pivots.
Yeah,
Credo never pivots.
Yeah,
Luffy never pivots. Luffy's always
Yeah, Luffy's always everything is linear, kind of except Kid, which is kind of what I like about him.
Yep. It's all because of the leader.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. If you want to comment anything, comment. You got any suggestions, let us know. I guess next we're going to do purple versus blue. Maybe I'll get to win because, we also think that matchup isn't very strong. So, all right, everyone, thanks for tuning in and have a good one.
All right.